They would always ask me, are you from China? Are you from Japan? Are you from Vietnam? And when I say no to all those questions, they would be like, then what are you? Hi everyone, it's Julie here. So great to see all of you, and I'm so excited to share this video with you finally because I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time, but I couldn't find the right timing, the chance to really put a video together. But thankfully, I found these amazing Asian American questions created by Amy Lee. I'm going to base my experiences off of those tag questions. So I hope you enjoy it, and here we go. Which ethnicity are you? I am Korean American. Which generation are you? I consider myself as 1.5 generation. I was born in Gwangju, South Korea and lived there till I was 8 years old. Then my family and I immigrated to United States after that. So yes, I consider myself as 1.5 generation. What is the first experience where you felt that demarcation of being minority or different? So when my family and I first immigrated to United States, we were in New York City, which is a place literally called a melting pot because everywhere you go, there are so many diverse communities all around. So when you're there, you feel like you're always blended in, nowhere feel out of place. So I didn't know what out of place meant then when I was there. And wherever I went, whether that was school, church, or grocery markets, or wherever I went, I felt it was so fun. It was so great. And then I think it was during 5th grade when I moved to the suburb area in Colorado. That was the very first time where I felt different because on the first day of school, as soon as I sat down, I looked around. All of my classmates, they had blue and green eyes, fair skin, blonde hair, and even my teacher, I felt so disconnected. I was so confused because they didn't look like me. That's when I realized that I kind of felt out of place. I couldn't really identify myself. And I was constantly asked by people all the time, where are you from? What are you? Who are you? They would always ask me, are you from China? Are you from Japan? Are you from Vietnam? And when I say no to all those questions, they would be like, then what are you? And I would have to constantly repeat myself and say, I'm from Korea. When I was younger, a lot of people, they didn't know where Korea was. They're like, where's that? Can you point to me on the map? And I would always have to point on the map and tell them like where Korea was. But yeah, so I remember that. And up to high school even, I was asked that all the time. Were you always proud of your heritage? Or was there a time you rejected it? Back when I was in elementary and middle school, growing up, I think I had mutual feelings about whether I was proud to be Korean American or I never rejected it either. I just was kind of like on the middle ground. Because of course I loved a lot of aspects about my Korean culture. Like I love the food, I still love it. I love the music, Korean dramas, entertainment, things like that. But because the way people saw me and the way people treated me because of the language that I spoke and just the culture in general and the way I look, I was just so portrayed differently. I just kind of felt uncomfortable during that phase. So I think sometimes I just kind of felt uncomfortable about myself sometimes, but I never rejected it at all because yes, of course I may have felt discouragement from it, but at the same time I learned to gradually accept myself for who I am and was able to embrace myself. And when I did eventually embrace everything about myself of who I am, I learned to see the positive aspects of that. So it was actually a great experience for me growing up because I learned a lot. What are some stereotypes that you struggle with? So once I tell people that I'm Korean, most of the time their reaction is, oh, your parents must own a dry cleaner shop, or you must have a salon or a convenience store. I was kind of confused because they just automatically expected me that my parents would be working those jobs. I'm not saying that those are bad jobs, not at all. But the way that the Korean society were portrayed, or Asian Americans, they often made those comments. And when I explained to them, oh no, my mom's actually going to college, trying to earn a degree so she can earn her enrolled agent certification to pursue her dreams, or my dad's a professional chef, things like that, they would be like, oh my gosh, really? Like, I never expected that from your parents or from your family because you're Asian American. Another thing that I remember is once I say that I am a Korean American or an Asian, they'd be like, oh, you need to tutor me in math. You must be so good at math. You're supposed to be a math genius. That's something that I heard all the time. You know, I didn't know really how to respond to that, and I kind of felt like, oh, I should really live up to that expectation because that's something that Asians are well known of, so I think I need to keep up with that. I think I kind of accentuated that because of the fact that during 5th grade at elementary school, I still remember now that we had this my teacher would always have this multiplication speed quiz every single day for like a few months, I think. And he said whoever finishes the quiz first, they would be able to get extra credit or like this really cool coupon that you can take to like, I don't know, to like McDonald's or like Chuck E. Cheese or something, I don't remember. I would always be the first one to finish that quiz. I would like raise my hand and like, I'm finished, and then all my classmates, they would like stare at me like, are you serious? It's only been like 20 seconds and you already finished that? What in the world? Even my teacher, he was really surprised, and he would actually put me in a gifted and talented program. And if you don't know what gifted and talented program, if you didn't have that, it's something that it's a special program for kids that are a little bit more advanced intellectually than average. So he would put me there. Thing is, when I moved to the United States from Korea, like math especially, they were a little bit ahead. There were a lot of things that were in advancement. So all the multiplication, all the math problems, all the things that they were doing here, I was already finished with them. To be frank, multiplication was the only thing that I was more advanced than other students. I wasn't born genius. I don't consider myself as gifted intellectually because it took me a lot of effort day and night to get the grades that I wanted to achieve academically. So I was more drawn into performing arts. I was more acknowledged with creativity and artistic skills. So even today, not all Asian Americans are geniuses, in my opinion. Can you speak your language? Yes, I can speak, read, and write fluently. Something that I kept a promise to myself growing up is to make sure that I don't forget my language and my Korean culture. So what I did was I constantly spoke Korean with my parents to practice. I'm so proud that I've done that because now it gives me so many benefits being bilingual and being able to speak Korean and English. I'm acknowledged everywhere for that. So I'm really, really proud that I kept up with that. How has being Asian American affected your relationship with your parents? Because I grew up in America from such young age, there were often times where I couldn't understand why and how my parents reacted in certain situation and why they were acting towards me in some sort of way. And getting older has gotten me to a point where I started to understand that, but when I was younger, I couldn't understand. I felt like there was a cultural difference, like a wall between me and my parents whenever I talked to them. For example, I remember that my mom and especially my parents, but my mom especially, she was such a tiger mom. And she admits that too as well. And she was so strict having me being studious and having high levels of academic achievement. When my friends after school, when they had the chance to go out and hang out with their friends and play sports, like I remember sitting down at home doing homework and then extra homework by my mom, going to like Kumon, there's like another like academic academy school that I went after school, and for me it was so overwhelming. I remember being so frustrated and stressful about that. Another thing is, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but growing up, like I remember watching my American friends whenever I'm at their house or hearing their experiences and stories. Whenever I talked to them, I felt like they had their choice as an individual, where they're able to make choices freely without their parents making their decision for them. Like for me, I felt like I was kind of in a boundary where my parents made decision for me and I had to follow those decisions, because if I didn't, I was a bad daughter. So I felt like they had a set standards, and I had to reach those standards, whether that was boys. Like, I remember talking about having a boyfriend and getting married, and they would always talk to me, you need to make sure that your boyfriend or your husband need to have these qualities. You need to marry this kind of man, and you can't marry this kind of man. And you need to do this certain way. You need to do this. You need to go to this college. You need to get this grade. You need to get this job. Things like that. I felt like I was kind of stuck in their boundary, and I couldn't go out of that zone. But I know they were doing that so that I can become the best of who I can be. And I'm actually grateful for some of those things that they expected me to be, because that really pushed me to my limit. But back when I was younger, I remember that I had a lot of conflicts. I felt like I couldn't make my own choices at my own free will. How do you feel about your heritage now? Do you identify with it? I love being Korean. I love it. I'm so proud of it. Because I love it so much, I think this is one of the main reasons why I made this YouTube channel, is to share what I love about myself. And I wanted to share about the culture, the language, the entertainment, anything that's related to Korean heritage. And if you look now, back in the days, quote unquote, a lot of people didn't even know where Korea was. But now look where Korea is now. I'm so proud of how Korea has become. Korea is highly praised for their achievements economically, and look at the K-pop industry, K-entertainment, K-drama, even Korean beauty. And everything that's going around in the world right now, Korea is highly praised all around the world. So I'm really proud for that, and I really love that I'm Korean American. What is your favorite thing about Asian American? The fact that I'm able to combine and intertwine both cultures in my everyday lifestyle. I'm so lucky that I'm able to connect with my American peers culturally, but also I'm so thankful that I have fond memories of blasting out Britney Spears music, Backstreet Boys, Destiny's Child, Usher, jamming to those. Also have really fun memories of going to homecoming and prom, which Korea really doesn't. They don't have it at all. Celebrate Halloween, wear fun costumes, going to the parties, things like that. But at the same time, I'm really thankful that I get to enjoy Korean food, K-pop, Korean dramas, and the Korean beauty products, things like that. Literally, best of both worlds. Half of my heart belongs to America, and half of my heart belongs to Korea. So there you have it. I hope those questions kind of gave you an idea of my experiences growing up as Asian American, Korean American to be specific. And I hope that watching this video also made you feel encouraged and motivated to really go out there and show you who you are, your true colors. Because I think of the society that we're in, of the world that we're living in, sometimes we might feel discouraged, we might be bullied, we might get really bogged down by what other people say and what other people think about us. Whether that's of different color or different perspectives in life, different opinions, all those combined together make who you are today, I believe. Sometimes we go in a phase where we have hardships because of those differences that we feel each day, and we might be bogged down by it because we feel out of place. And instead of really being immersed in that, I hope that we can really pull up, really get back out there and really show how amazing we are. But whatever your background you have, that's what makes you. I hope you can embrace that. Going through these experiences, for me, I'm really thankful because I was able to learn and grow from these experiences and really find my true identity. Also, it really taught me the most important lesson, how to love yourself. I'm not completely there yet to love myself, but I am falling in love with myself. I think that's the most important principle to have before we can go out there and love other people and accept other people, because we need to learn how to love ourselves first. I hope that you also learn how to fall in love with yourself as well. I would love to hear your comments. You're more than welcome to make a video about what your experiences were growing up Asian American or any ethnicity that you identify yourself with. I would love to hear about it, so please share, please comment below. And I really hope you enjoyed my videos. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you like this video, then please don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you would like to watch more of my videos, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to keep you updated every week for my new videos. Hope you have a great day today. I will see you later. Bye!